Tesla finally announced the start of the production of their semi-truck with deliveries to Pepsi on December 1st. We are still without a Cybertruck, my man. Nevertheless,
it's a damn truck. I don't care.
But he's got a whistle.
Nevertheless,
Did you get your whistle yet?
Yeah,
it was
You
on.
brought it on yesterday.
brought it on
cool.
yesterday. Yeah,
I still got his face.
Nevertheless, this is actually a pretty cool development. So Musk announced this yesterday over Twitter, and then also touted the 500-mile range and says that it's super fun to drive. As I mentioned before, they're going to be going to Pepsi by December 1st. Earlier this year, Musk said that Tesla would not be launching any new products this year. However, this was before the signing passage of the Inflation Reduction Act. The new law provides a tax credit of up to $40,000 per commercial clean vehicle, meaning electric powered or hydrogen powered fuel cell powered. Elon hadn't planned on actually carrying this out, but because of the $40,000 tax credit, of course, Elon was going to jump on that. Tesla Semi is expected to cost around 150 grand, which is actually pretty damn good for a semi. That tax incentive will be a huge factor in making the truck cheaper for commercial operators. The industry will soon be awash with electric semi-truck competitors known as Class 8 trucks, with vehicles coming from Nikola, Daimler, and Volvo, among others. So this is actually going to be big for Tesla, I think, as a first mover, as they always have been in the EV space. This is really cool. I can't wait to see one of these on the road. I really cannot.
Yeah, I just really can't wait to see it with a trailer behind it, and I want to see the range because Ford really dropped the ball on this one. We all I don't know if you've kept up with it. The Ford Lightning, the range when you put a trailer on it, it gets cut in half, which in my opinion should be expected. Like it takes that much more power.
Right. It's just like reducing your gas mileage when you
It's just drastic when it comes to battery. Not a surprise to me, but if there was one person I thought would have it figured out, it wouldn't take that much, or they would beef these things up so much. Like, I'm curious, is it 500 miles with a trailer or like 500 miles blank? Because I want to see.
Or is it an empty trailer?
Empty trailer?
Yeah, 500 with an empty trailer. It might be. Who knows?
Yeah, but because especially if it's Pepsi, they're doing local deliveries. That doesn't actually matter. They don't need to go cross country. That'll still be banging. But I'm just curious: is Tesla the one to, I guess, defeat that issue? Do they just stack that thing up with batteries and make it good? I'm pumped for this regardless.
It's just crazy.
Where do you think Pepsi is going to use them first? That's what I'd like to know. Obviously, I wouldn't go California because you can't fucking charge them. So
probably Kansas City. I don't know. I hope so. That'd be cool. So I can take pictures of them.
Pepsi has the market here in North Carolina as well. So
yeah, that's crazy.
That off of traffic, because you'd want someone that, I guess you'd have to look at Pepsi's maps and where because you'd want something dense to get the most use out of it. That's where Pepsi's going to put it.
I mean, when I put a trailer on my truck, yes, I expect less gas mileage, but not cut in half. I mean, my goodness.
And if you know about, not say you don't, but anybody knows anything about electricity, just electronics in general, like watching it get cut in half should not be a surprise at all. And that's always been like my setback with these trucks is, how are they going to adapt to the truck world? Because most people will buy a truck and call them pavement princesses. They'll never leave. They'll never be on a job site. But we just like big things as Americans. So the F-150 Lightning is perfect. Like, most people will never notice. Yeah. But to the working class that does tow, or they are on job sites, like I guess mainly just towing in general, do they adapt to the EVs? Because that would be a huge chunk.
I got you. Pepsi's headquarters, just FYI, is in Harrison, New York. But they have headquarters in Florida, Illinois, Ohio, Texas, lots in Florida.
13 different offices.
Yeah, Washington and Virginia. They're all along the East Coast. Most of those headquarters in Florida.
Lord Fenrir is a truck driver, owns his own business in that fashion. Says if it's 500 bobtail, it's going to be worthless for anything but local. And I feel like I remember, I guess I should have looked this up, but when they did the reveal, it's so long ago. It was 5 years ago they did the reveal of the semi truck, and Elon touted a lot of with this 500-mile range. I thought it was with a load. I could be wrong about that, but I could have sworn that it was with a load. The interesting part about this, if I'm not mistaken as well, the seat's directly in the center of this truck. It's not like, a typical truck where you have the left-hand driver's seat, right? And then you have passenger seats. I believe it's right in the middle.
That's the only reason I like the McLaren F1. As a kid, it was the only car that made sense to me because the seat is in the middle and the two seats are behind you. This is the only engineer that makes sense in my brain.
Then you can't show it up to your sidekick. Where does
Oh,
your
no,
wingman sit? In
You're
the
not
back?
getting roadhead. That's
I am
for
a
sure.
one-man army. You're lucky to be on the ride. Like, this is mine. I'm on my show. like
That's fair, I guess.
let's go. Yeah. Plus blind spots. Yeah, you can turn left really, so you can't turn right. Like, why not equal that out? It makes so much sense, I guess, to be equally blind on each side. But
15 of the trucks will be used at a project to turn its Frito-Lay, Modesto, California site into a zero-emission facility.
aren't most Pepsi trucks? They have just the side doors that open up. They're just going to
Yep.
gas stations delivering. it.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the perfect truck for that.
Yeah.
They're not hauling coal across the country.
No, and that's what Lord Fenrir is actually he's involved in.
Yeah.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong, sir, but I believe that his business is in hauling coal around, and so obviously not going to be an application for him. But I'm sure, as Tesla evolves, and we've seen it, right? I mean, the first iteration of a Tesla vehicle was the Roadster that only got 120 miles of range. So I'm sure that as they continue to evolve and improve on things, we will see this be able to be applied to things like that. But this is a good step in the right direction, and at least Tesla's coming out with something new this year, finally, for once. I mean, we've been waiting
Fair.
5 years on the Semi, God knows how long on the Cybertruck. So it's just good to see some movement here.
Well, the one cool thing that a lot of people are forgetting, I think this will. I don't know if it'll compete with Lord Fenrir, but or help him. Because I keep the reason I was talking about this is because I was always curious who wins the battle between semis and trains. And Elon did say this has convoy mode, so it would be cool to see that on the road. So it's basically you got 5 semis driving each other, but one driver at the front. So but when
shit.
he hits the brakes, all the other ones hit the brakes. So they're tailgating 6 inches off each other.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's basically a train going down the road. And I don't believe the range until I see it on the road. Like, it's not anything
Yeah.
against Elon. I just won't trust anything until I literally see it with a load and how far it's going to go. But I think if they can perfect that, and you do get the range and you have convoy mode going, sounds like a
Where do you
derailment waiting
stop,
to happen.
though?
But
I mean, if you need to drop off a couple cases at a gas station, good luck just pulling into the driveway with 6 semi trailers. Good luck.
I think this would end up being like for coal going cross country or something like that. They'd have to get the
Gotcha.
range obviously figured out. But
Gotcha.
then if the cars can leave the parking space and come peek up at the front door, they can pull into I guess like a rail yard or like whatever semi trucks pull up into. Computers can drive much better than humans.
That's fair. That
Or I
will
guess
be interesting. I get
with the right
aggravated
program.
with double wides on the highway, much less 800 trailers all at once. I'd be so frustrated in the left-hand lane. These need to be regulated to the right lane only.
I have the
Stay out of the left
feeling,
lane.
Tamp, that you're one of those drivers that gets aggravated about a lot of things.
I do until I take my product and I'm perfectly fine. CBD. You take CBD, not THC, and you just tend to calm down and just say a name instead of freak out.
Then maybe I should try that.
Yeah.